Sanctions on Iran. President Donald Trump pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal in May, threatening even tougher sanctions. He also told allies to cut their imports of Iranian oil. Turkey criticized the U.S. withdrawal and said it won't cut Turkey's trade with Iran. Ankara has also stressed the importance of its economic ties with its neighbor. Turkey imports about half of its crude oil from Iran. Well, Mehrdad Khonsari is a former Iranian diplomat and a senior consultant for the Paris-based Iranian Center for Policy Studies. He joins me now from Marbella in Spain. Thanks for speaking to us. Tell us first what you're expecting from this meeting, and should Turkey continue to fight to maintain its trade relations with Iran?
Well, I believe that the visit of this delegation is part of increased American pressures on some of Iran's key purchases of oil to reduce their purchases from Iran. And they've just come from India trying to pressure the Indian government to do the same. But I think that Turkey's relationship with Iran, and of course previous comments made by Turkish officials, suggest that unless something extraordinary were to happen in the next few months, that it's very unlikely that Turkey is going to cut its purchases or its economic ties with Iran in any serious or meaningful way.
Right. Turkey does import about half of its crude oil from its neighbor. I mean, is there something the U.S. can offer Turkey as an incentive to cut, particularly those energy trade ties with Iran? And will the U.S. even try that hard to help Turkey in this case?
Well, I think that there are certain incentives that the U.S. could make to Turkey, especially given the support that it has been providing for, let's say, Kurdish elements in Syria. I mean, these are external issues that could sweeten the deal, you might say, or any likely compromise with Turkey over this situation. But that would entail serious change in U.S. regional policy. And there are issues of that nature. And of course, you have to bear in mind that at the same time, the Turkish foreign ministry is going through a transition in the aftermath of the recent election. So there are possibilities that the positions that was announced 3 weeks ago could be altered to a certain extent, depending on what the U.S. offers. But unless those offers are serious and meaningful in terms of what Turkey has been fighting for and fighting against in the last several months, then it's very unlikely that anything serious should emerge.
Right. If they're not serious and meaningful about whatever kind of offers it makes, I mean, how far should Turkey be willing to go to show the Trump administration that it can't determine how its allies work with other countries, especially their own neighbors?
But I think that the Turkish government over the years has been quite adamant in stressing its independence and the fact that it will not be told what to do. And this is a position that both President Erdogan and Foreign Minister took at the end of last month. And of course, the Turkish president has been critical of the fact that the United States unilaterally withdrew from the nuclear agreement with Iran. So these are all positions advocated by Turkey, which has tried to sort of pave an independent way forward. And of course, Turkey has also been quite vocal that the Israelis should not try to influence decisions of this nature from behind the scenes. So all of these things mean that it's very unlikely that Turkey will sort of try to accommodate the United States in the way in the positions that it has asked. And of course, you have to bear in mind that the Russians, with whom the Turks are very anxious to have some sort of a meaningful relationship, are against this. So all of these factors put together means that, in my view, that it's very unlikely to see Turkey adhering to these demands unless, the concessions made to it are of such an extent that would make that deal worthwhile.
Right. Okay, Mehrdad Khonsari, thank you so much for joining us there.